Minister T. My name is Minister Tawana Jones, and my guest this morning is Kendall Wiggins and Miss Linda Spirituality. We can see how the enemy uses racism as a tool. That's a weapon of the enemy.
Any type of divisions.
Yes.
Divide and conquer.
But you notice, if you notice, the 11 o'clock hour on Sundays is the most segregated hour in the world. Whites go to their church, blacks go to their church, and never the two shall meet. Right. So what happens in heaven when we have all this rainbow? Am I going to have a black side? You going to have your white side and your Latino side there? We're saying that it's just green. So it's a bigger spiritual battle there, because it's not the green. Otherwise, if it was the green, I would have all colors in my pews.
That's true.
So then, therefore, we haven't fought the enemy on the most basic level. Why is the 11 o'clock hour the most segregated hour of the week? We could work together, we could party together, we could do this, but we don't worship together. Very few places do we all worship together. So we're saying we have one God, one faith, one baptism, that whole spiel. Right. But how come we all divide in our styles? Or is that...
Well,
like
I don't...
Mr. Wiggins was saying, like that learned behavior.
Yes.
I think that plays a very major part in the division, because I've never thought about it that way, but that's a very good point.
Segregation. Or is it learned behavior maybe because we say church is our family, and we call it our church family. So therefore, others not welcome in our family? If you don't look at me, if you don't look like me,
that's not godly.
Right.
Not of God.
So uses that to keep us in our box. Right. And then we play along with that box because we say that this is our learned behavior. Right. So then now we're going along with this.
Without even, what is it, without malice maybe?
Or even
being conscious of.
That's it. Not even thinking about, why do I do this? Why do I only go to this black church? Right. Is God not in this church over here?
Have you ever been to a white church before?
Yes, I've even worked in a white religious organization.
You know, I have to think about that. I don't think I would be comfortable in a white church. Now, is that learned behavior? That's learned behavior. That's exactly.
But see, that's honest. And then we have to ask question ourselves, why won't I be comfortable in a white church?
It's like you said earlier, you're asking questions, you make it
notice that even in a black church that I've been in, some black churches, that if you're not like them also, because we have this behavior about each other. Mm-hmm. If you don't behave like me, if you're too radical, I'm sure Mr. Wiggins, some places they might call, well, I speak for myself, some places they call me radical. If you're too radical and you don't fit in our box or our idea of what you think that a person should be like, you're really not welcome. But the only thing that we don't do with each other, we don't openly tell you to leave, but we might snub you silently. Then tell society to stop the cycle. If we can't purposely seek those or embrace those who are not like us, because we say that we have this power, this Holy Spirit that then gives us the power to deal with everyone. But then we want God to send folks like us. They must think like us. They must talk the same language as I do. And now we have this thing in church where you must also agree with me. You know, because if we don't agree with me, you're just disobedient.
Break your legs and call your cripple.
Right. And so then it's not a welcome place when it should be a place of healing, a place of rejoicing, a place of replenishing. Then I have to say, well, I have to put on this tight straight jacket suit to go into this place, because I must give them the impression or the view that they want to have. I must act like they want to act like. I must be who they perceive me to be accepted in a church. Luckett said also, a lot of churches God's not in. And a lot of times we have to also go back to learned behavior. A lot of us are lazy. And what we do is we go to the church because we want the preacher to read the word for. And so if I'm a manipulator as a preacher, I'm going to give you one verse that suits my purpose. Exactly. So I know that you're not going to read the chapter before or behind, because you have to read the whole word in its fullness to get the real intent. So if I tell you that, bring me, give me your money, give until it hurts and all of that, and I then unveil that for you, but I don't give you the principles and precepts behind that. Done for God lately, to take from Miss Janet Jackson. Right. What have you done for God lately?
He drove a big car.
Thank you. This is Minister T, Minister Tawana Jones. I thank my guest, Mr. Wiggins and Ms. Luckett for joining me this morning with Coffee with Minister T.